when the story begins, Gru is already withdrawn from the life of villainy and is focusing on raising his girls. But there has also recently been a massive act of villainy that's occurred, and as a result, Gru was pulled back into this world of crime, albeit this time on the side of good. He has been approached by the Anti-Villain League to help them track down the prime suspect, who ends up being my character, Eduardo Perez. And so the thought being, of course, who better to track down a villain and to understand how one thinks and acts than a villain himself. You know what I really enjoyed playing in Eduardo was he just has a real zest for life. Truly Latin in that sense, in that he's quick to hug, even people he doesn't know. He'll grab them and dance with them, and quick to laugh. It's a really large personality, and clearly indicative of someone who has extremely strong self-confidence. Um, Now, if you take a look at him, he clearly is in the throes of middle age, but I don't really think he sees himself that way. There's a twinkle in his eye, almost a kind of mischievousness, and he's light on his feet. But the twinkle actually might be indicative of something darker lurking beneath the surface. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, just as Steve plays with the beauty of language and the twisting of words with his accent, I was encouraged to do the same because a lot of the fun comes out of massacring the words a little bit, or twisting them in a way that you don't necessarily hear all the time. And so, yeah, it's sort of like the ultimate playground, really. It's the biggest sandbox in the world to be able to come in and to be as villainous and as evil, and to really kind of jump into an arena where there's no such thing as too much, where you're actually encouraged to be as large and as grand as you possibly can be. El Macho has a reputation that precedes him. He was widely known and feared some 20 years ago to be very ruthless, very dangerous, and, as the name implies, very macho. And in fact, had a reputation for pulling off heists with his bare hands. So if he needed to get into a safe, he just punched through it. If he needed to overtake the police who were pointing guns at him, he would simply crush them into dust. He was just that cool, just that macho. Um, but as our story begins, at the beginning of the film, we have been told that he passed away some 20 years earlier. And how did El Macho die? Well, of course, in the most macho of ways possible, riding on the back of a shark with 250 pounds of dynamite strapped to his chest into the mouth of an active volcano. That's the way I would like to go.